The light force of your bond. A power like light itself. Unseen for generations. A dyad in the force.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of DYAD in the Force, episode 245. That's a lot of episodes there. How's it going, Choco?
Doing good. Man, Gambit released on Marvel Rivals, and he looks fantastic. I played a little today, but I never got to play him. In fact, everyone else has been insta-locking him, and they've all been terrible with him, and it's been frustrating. But other than that, I also got Intron level 6 on my girl, Lady Niffle, and it is broken. It is crazy broken.
You guys are so lucky. All your characters can you can buy the secret letters for your characters right now.
Yeah, you gotta wait weeks and weeks.
Well, in response to that, I've been working on other things, right? I've smelted my Rhythms katana twice. I've gotten several gold wedges. And for anybody that's not in the know, this is for Duet Night Abyss. It's like a Genshin-like, but without the gacha system. So, there's that. I've just been powering them up outside of Introns. I do plan to do, because I am doing a lot of the Mystic Mazes, so I do plan to Intron Lisbel, at least. But now that I have my Thunderworm for Rhythm, I can devote all of my Nocturnal Echo attempts to Thoughts for Rhythm. So I can at least Intron 2? Jeez. When are they going to refresh the shop with all of the other letters? We'll see. I do understand the frustration when a new character comes out for Marvel Rivals, or in general any character that comes out for a game that kind of seemingly you have to pick up on. You have to pre-pick your characters on lobby. I imagined that would happen.
Yeah, plus, I mean, Gambit is just such a cool character in general that it was bound to happen. So,
how is Rogue?
Rogue is the next character that's coming out. But in at least the artwork, she seems pretty thick. I think she might end up being a tank.
Hey, one doesn't have to be thick to tank. You know what I'm saying?
It helps,
though.
though.
They are mostly. Shout out to Phineas in the chat.
It helps when you got that beef.
Yeah. Phineas in the chat says, "Yeah, what's up, fellas? I just finished Visions last night and can't state how much I loved episode 8 and had to watch it twice in a row before I moved on to episode 9. Overall, a great series." Yeah, we still have to do those. But episode 7, our reaction for episode 7 just posted, so we'll be on that momentarily. We have a couple of response videos coming out as well. We just found another video that we're going to be doing a response to. We haven't watched it yet, but
the title hurt my brain already.
It's called "Why Mace Windu Destroyed the Jedi Order." (Parentheses, not Palpatine). So this is going to be a fun one for us to respond to.
It's going to be so... God, there is no intelligent person that thinks that. I'm sorry. It's just... What?
Shout out to Cal4 on the TikTok side, who says, TikTok side, appreciate you, Cal. Shout out to Dylan, who says, "Hey, y'all," and says Rogue is powerful as hell.
Right?
I'd imagine so. That was one of the last storylines that I read. It was Mr. and Mrs. X, and then one of the new storylines where she masters her abilities. When I was reading the X-Men comics, So I know for a fact that she is one of the strongest, especially after she masters her abilities. She's no longer a liability. But I'd imagine her kit hasn't been released for Rivals, has it?
No.
Gotcha. Phineas McCormick says, I wish I was better at Rivals.
Doesn't matter. Come play with us sometime.
Yeah.
I was good at one point, but now I'm hot trash, so it's all good.
I'm sure you still steal the show with Mantis.
Oh yeah, no, I can still Mantis.
Damn, that sounds like a double entendre.
I mean, you know, in her endo. I'm sorry.
When you when you're making the bed, it helps that you can Mantis. I'm hoping we get to see movie Rogue actually be as powerful as she is in the comics now that she exists in a world with Carol Danvers. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do I mean, they did the other version of Rogue in the movies, but it's interesting if what do you think, Choco? Like with the X-Men incoming with the MCU, do you think that they're going to off rip start with a Carol Danvers Rogue power set, or try to do a storyline where she does do the thing with Brie Larson, like she does that storyline where she takes her powers?
I don't know. See, for a time period, I thought that because of how vitriolic the toxic man babies are in regards to her, I just kind of assumed that they might go that way so that they can get rid of Brie Larson. But
they're always going to be toxic chuds.
Yeah, well, and also if it feels like everyone has just gotten tired of that mess, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we're starting to move away from that, and so I no longer see that as something happening, and I don't know. We'll see. I just can't wait to see X-Men in the hands of people that like the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Rather than people who like specific actors and that's their focus. You know?
I took it personal when they said, "What do you want us to do? Wear yellow spandex?" And I was like, that's their whole shtick. Anyways, did you catch Predator Badlands?
I was not able to. I had something pop up where basically it turns out we didn't pay our rent and we thought we did. And so I had some scrambling to do and finding a cashier's check and tracking down the person I needed to give it to. So that was fun.
Gotcha.
But
well, everything's squared away.
Man. We Gucci. Yeah, I'm gonna try and see it tomorrow, but we shall see.
The funny thing about Predator Badlands is how wrong all of the chuds have been. They were wrong about Prey, and they tried to come out the gate swinging with Predator Badlands because Elle Fanning exists in the movie, and it's just destroying the tomato meters. It's destroying reviews. It's destroying box office. And like, we do have a response video coming up to Critical Drinker's review of the movie, which again is just another they didn't watch it. You know, one of those reviews where they get like very, very simple details wrong. I did do a cursory viewing of the first 5 minutes just to kind of scope out what we were dealing with, and that's the general vibe of that review. So we're gonna have fun tearing that apart. I know for a fact that Choco's gonna love this movie. Choco is certainly not a contrarian, but if I know
I can
Choco
be.
a little, if I know Choco in the very least, I know he's going to enjoy this one. And it's one of those movies that you don't need to have watched any of the previous Predators. It certainly puts your mind in a speculative theory crafting state, having seen the previous ones. But this is certainly a very isolated and very beginning to end narrative. But I am loving Dan Trachtenberg's universe so far. You know, from Killer of Killers to this, from what I'm assuming is in the future.
So, what's funny is, so you and I haven't actually talked about the film itself.
No.
I haven't seen Critical Drinkers anything. I'm already going to tell you right now, and it's because, I'm not saying all of those people are dumb. I'm just saying dumb people flock to those guys because when they watch something, they don't understand it. It's all vibes. It's all something hitting them in the face, right? So I'm just gonna assume this is what it is. When you watch a Predator movie, mostly the Predator is an unstoppable force that you have to surmount, and they wanted a movie where that is what they're watching. But in this movie, this Predator is probably trying to attain that level, and we're watching an actual journey and not them being Predator John Wick.
So I mean, I think
I assume he has an arc rather than stoic murderer.
Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head, just not driving home, and that's fine because you haven't seen the film. But that's essentially what it. Yeah, this is essentially what it boils down to. Because this is our first time having a Yautja as a protagonist, so of course, there's going to be a story behind it. So a lot of the surface level criticisms are like, why isn't it like the jungle predator from Arnold's The Predator, or
like the literal premise is that it's not at that point yet.
Well, the thing is, Yautja is a species, so they're not all the same, right? So there's the surface level criticisms of they don't understand the story. And then there's the other surface level criticisms of, I don't know this IP, but we're going to act like experts, right? And we get that a lot in the Star Wars fandom, where they're like, oh man, Legends was better. And they don't know anything about Legends. Same thing here is when they try to purport what a Predator and a Yautja should be. And they're completely wrong about the lore that was established in the AVP Prey and War books, which of course the canonicity of this whole entire universe is just a jumbled mess to begin with, but as fans we kind of pick and choose the lore that we love, and without a sacred canon to begin with, you just kind of like, I'll just say this. The Badlands follows the AVP Prey and War books almost to a T, right? And me saying this is not a spoiler, but like almost down to Broken Tusk. And if you know, you know. But like, these surface level criticisms is such a outlandish display of fake expertise.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And then of course there's this narrative and the story stuff that you don't have to be an expert in Predator for, but if you watch the movie, it tells you, like, I'll just say, this isn't a story spoiler, but like, when I did my kind of cursory scan of reviews, some person was like, how does the synth know how to speak Yautja? And I'm like, watch the movie. Why do these characters do this? It's all stuff that we've been dealing with since the sequel trilogy came out, of people asking these dumbass questions that the movies answer if you watch the movies.
I mean, those types of questions in particular, though, drive me nuts, because it feels like the equivalent of, like, it feels like, okay, this is a synthetic creature. It maybe knows how to recognize language patterns, or maybe, like, I feel like there's a lot of things that it could probably do. They might plug it in somewhere and it downloads a database, but I don't care, and I feel like it's the equivalent of being like, well, how does he know how to drive a car? And you're like, because people drive cars, but we didn't see him get his license. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, once you watch the movie, you'll even come to these answers while you're watching it, because I've kind of like preempted it a little bit. But as soon as you hear the dialogue, you're like, oh, of course. But like, yeah, let's move on, because I know I just need Choco to watch it first before I... Because if I go overboard with talking about it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Let's see. Phineas says, I can't wait for the Marvel beat 'em up coming out. Looks like it will take me right back to those 80s, 90s arcade days. I loved that arcade machine.
Oh, man. Especially, like, when you get, like, 6 of your friends to play it, and you all have to stand uncomfortably close. And you're like... Because you're all just standing, like, sideways, and, like...
Trying to explain how Wolverine has an attack range of like 20 feet.
And you actually never knew like how much like depth you had to hit people. Like sometimes you'd hit them, sometimes you wouldn't, but it didn't matter because it was fun.
Yeah. Dylan says Killer of Killers was so sick. Have you watched Killer of Killers?
No, I've not watched it yet.
If you're free tonight, let's watch it. Like later tonight after, late. You know what I mean? Because it's just a movie. It's not like a long-running series.
Perhaps. I was going to suggest that we finish Visions.
Oh, that's also true. Let's see here. Kenny says, yes, however, it's still off the old IP using X-Men. The 97 cartoon with the old voice actors is just the same thing with new storyline. I mean, the X-Men 97 is a direct sequel to the old TAS. What we need is a full reset of how the X-Men came to be. Ergo, Miss Marvel tie-in. To show how the new X-Men work with new characters and actors. No Cyclops, no Storm, no Wolverine, etc. Have we done this before? Have we talked about who our starting roster is for MCU? I don't know if they've announced any of them yet.
We haven't. How I feel personally is that we're screwed if they don't do something fresh, right? Listen, I know most of us fell in love with the X-Men with the Chris Claremont run, or with the 90s animated series. That isn't the original. It isn't even the original lineup.
Yeah.
I just feel like we can't. There's been too much reliance on kind of a nostalgia to bring us back there, and nothing we ever do will we be able to enjoy, at least the fan base at large, because it's not that. It won't be that. It can't be that, and it shouldn't be that. I don't know.
I also think that there is a heavy reliance on the bankability of characters versus the story. Right? So we had a roster of X-Men starting out primarily to capitalize on the familiarity of Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, and Rogue. And they weren't able to fully or authentically capture the story of the original X-Men. So if we were handed the keys to introducing the X-Men in their MCU iteration, and I will make it easy for everyone in the chat and for you and me specifically, let's limit it to 4 starting X-Men. Who would you introduce as your first X-Men in the MCU? Without Xavier, because Xavier is just there. So you have Xavier and then these 4 people.
Here's what I'm doing, and I'm sorry this is gonna be a little bit different than what you're asking, but so Dylan D in the chat says I always thought it'd be fun if they adapted the actual original X-Men story, right? So that's I've never understood like Angel as a character. He just has wings. That's it. Yeah, the original roster was what was Jean Grey's name? Was she Miss Marvel? No, she was
Miss X-Men.
It was something like that. It was something like real basic like that. Damn, I can't remember. Marvel Girl. Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, Marvel Girl, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. Did I say Beast Man? I said Beast.
Isn't
Iceman?
Isn't Marvel Girl the name of her daughter now? Is it Nat Summers?
Madeline Pryor's? Wait, no, Madeline Pryor was the Goblin Queen. I can't remember.
I forget. Rachel Summers. What's her? She's the current Marvel girl.
Okay. Yeah, I could only think of Hope Summers, but Hope has a different name.
Hope Van Dyne? Okay, so Dylan came in for... Wait, no, not first. Let's see. No, Dylan came first with the roster. His first 4 with Xavier would be Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. Is Iceman and Angel like a twofer?
So that's...
Buy one get one free.
No, but that's the original X-Men lineup.
Yes,
you know, and then no one liked it. It got shut down.
Well, I kind of want to. So here's my 4. I kind of want to do a mixture of first class and original. So mine is.
We can leave Angel behind. Thank you. Please.
Mine is actually, instead of Cyclops, it's Havoc, of course. Polaris, Beast, and Iceman.
Okay.
We gotta do the original couple.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing a post Secret Wars, and basically we kind of have a mix, an amalgamation of timelines. There are going to be familiar X-Men or familiar people who are mutants or will become mutants, but they don't know it yet, and we might be mixing different timelines, different eras, and all this stuff. All right. We follow Daphne Keene. Daphne Keene is our main character. She is our Wolverine. All right. Shut up. I don't need
Daphne.
Yeah. So we start with the Daphne Keene. You know, she finds an older Beast, and
I will say we have to start with
Storm.
Beast because they did do Beast in the Marvels. Because that at least establishes that Beast.
So I went Beast. I went Storm. I want Give me Cyclops and give me Legion. And
Oh my
Kitty Pryde.
God.
I'm sorry.
Legion is a strange and overpowered pull.
Okay, but I want,
Dan Stevens back.
they're trying to they don't know what to do, but they have these people who have been part of different X-Men teams from different timelines all being mixed together. They don't know who their leader should be. And I'll have Legion kind of step in as the heir apparent for his father.
Okay.
But then he mentally starts breaking down, and that's where all their shenanigans start. So he probably won't last long. They'll have to get rid of him because he is overpowered, but like his instability will cause problems. But everyone else either could lead or has led, and so there's going to be like a what
do they
we think is the best way, huh?
Well, do they have to get rid of him because he's overpowered? Because they just introduced Nathan Richards.
I mean, maybe not, but I'm just saying I want basically they to have a bunch of characters who have very different ideas of what the mutant world should be, how mutants should interact. I would even throw a pre-Magneto in there, and I just want these mutants to all see mutant kind struggling and have very different ideas of what they should do to move forward, and that creates rifts, and then ultimately a new X-Men forms out of it, and then Magneto will definitely split off, but a
pre-Magneto Magneto is that neodymium?
God damn it! It took me a second.
Wait. Maria Rambeau was also in Marvels, but she played the original Binary. Was that?
Yeah, but she was a Binary, or she was Binary in that, which is goes from Miss Marvel to Binary to something else to Captain Marvel.
Oh man,
it's just one of her many names.
Vidius has Nightcrawler,
Dylan,
Colossus, Dazzler, and Gambit.
Okay, I do like that. I mean, I'm Gambit and Nightcrawler are my two favorite X-Men.
Yes,
I just love them. But
not Nightcrawler, but Gambit. We sure Gambit.
Nightcrawler's so freaking cool.
I would also love if they just did Age of Apocalypse. You're just gonna bring Channing Tatum back just to throw him in as the fourth horseman, or one of the four horsemen.
I don't think we're ready.
We're not ready for
actually. You know what? Apocalypse might be an interesting villain, like to start with.
Here's the thing,
because he is someone who just has an idea for how mutants should live.
That's true. It's like it's a contrast for sure with the backdrop of the oppression of the mutants. I wonder though, because of the introduction of Nathan Richards, and then you seemingly want Legion. Is this universe ready for a whole bunch of heavy hitters that just have no they have no business losing to anything? Could you imagine New Sun? Just out the gate, just be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?"
Toss in like a Matthew Malloy. No. Oh, also, give me Ice Cream Man.
Oh, snap.
He's just a guy who turns into ice cream. He just melts into ice cream. That's all he does.
Well, here's a I suppose pop question for the chat and for Choco: who wins, Mimic or Rogue?
Rogue.
I don't have a correct answer for this. I just think it's. I
see,
think that's always an awesome little kind of contention, right? Because they seemingly have similar power sets.
yes and no. So technically, Rogue adds people's abilities to her own strength. So she wouldn't be as strong as them. She would actually be a little bit stronger than them because it is her plus them.
Additive.
So that's why I'm thinking that. Fiddy says, I was thinking start with Sinister. That would be a good place to start as well.
If we're going off of let's see, the Wolverine and the Logan timeline, and we're like continuing with X-23, yes, Essex is heavily involved there.
He's very, very much hinted, and I agree with you, Phineas. I'm gonna change my answer and say start with Sinister, because Sinister would come from a timeline that's been studying mutants for a long time, and then we're coming into this MCU that doesn't really have them, or we don't really have an awareness of them, and so he would be the first person to go out searching for mutants, and so that would inevitably force a team to get together. Who knows, maybe they could be having masked agents just showing up and grabbing people off the street and shoving them into vans and stuff.
What are they called again?
The Gestapo. I'm just thinking you could. It would be an interesting thing to do, because
I'm picturing the bird shirts and the three letters. What were they called?
bird shirts.
Yeah. Were they the Men of Freedom or something?
The Friends of Humanity.
Friends of Humanity.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's some stuff happening today that. An adaptation of God Loves, Man Kills. Yeah. Ooh, jeez. We're gonna get dark. Okay.
Hello,
Hey,
Connor.
what's up, Connor?
How's your day going?
How's it going, buddy? How's life been? Still going to uni? Still working the comic shop?
Still working the shop comic?
But yeah, there's a lot of cool things that they could do. Yeah, sky's the limit.
Which
The
is
other
why
thing I want them to do is to actually bring back properly the Inhumans, but we'll see if that happens.
shout out to Malik.
They are coming back in the comics, though. That is something that's happening.
Wait, Malik loves the Inhumans, right?
Oh yeah.
No, like loves how they did the Inhumans, or is
The
it?
No.
No. Okay,
no.
so I feel like we've kind of dogged on that show, and he was like, "Shut up,"
Well, because
Unle-
Black Bolt is his favorite character, but
Okay.
and they could have Anson Mount
Blackagar.
actually. Blackagar, Boltion. Boltagon, yeah.
That sounds like an SNL skit, honestly. Just comes out of nowhere. I'm Blackagar Boltagon.
No giant CGI final fight. Yeah, no CGI fight. We'll just have a big old space cloud come in, and then that's what they have to fight.
Honestly, do you think that they should start with Brotherhood at all, or just kind of do X-Men versus Sinister, and just kind of let the Brotherhood kind of linger a little bit?
I mean, what I want is for us to watch this portion of the universe form.
Yeah.
That's what I want to watch. I want there to be no X-Men. You know what I mean? And like again, we've mashed together universes. So in some of them, the X-Men existed. Some of them they didn't. Some of these people, Professor X ran things. For some people, Cyclops was their leader. For some people, Storm was their leader. Some people there was no leader. Some people, all of the X-Men, the mutants were all killed. You know, and again, I think I want to follow Laura Kinney, or X-23, because she comes from a universe where there really were no X-Men when she was around. And then we start to see mutants pop up, right? We have a Mr. Sinister who is able to track these people, and he's going around searching for mutants for his own gains, because he's like, this is a new universe. People don't know how powerful these guys are yet. I'm going to get ahead of the curve. And he's like snatching them and trying to gain power to do all this stuff. And then that's when everything the crap hits the fan. These people start coming together, forming their own leadership. And because they have differing views of what to do about it, that's where we get a split and the Brotherhood forms. And we can watch both grow together side by side. That's kind of what I want.
Interesting. I'm down. I also have another sweeping question for the chat and for Choco. Do you think they will ever do House of M, No More Mutants, and would it be as big as the Thanos blip?
I mean, I've been wanting to see a reverse House of M.
Is that the House of W?
House
of CW.
No, it would be a House of W, and Wanda would show up, and she'd be like, mutants, and then that's when they start popping up.
Oh,
like the X gene was already in these people, and then this activates it in the first group, and then it starts going off.
I mean, that would be actually a great kind of, I wouldn't say veer, but that would be a great way to just like bring all of the mutants into the fold. It's been dormant this whole time. Albeit we have like Kamala.
Yeah, but she is Kamala, but but yeah, can you imagine, like, especially with the way the Avengers universe is, where people saw the Avengers and they've been trying to create their own power suits and their own this and that, and then all of a sudden mutants start popping up. Can you imagine the arms race that's now going around the world? You could have the Russians are starting to make what's his name, tentacle arm dude,
Omega Red.
Omega Red, yeah. And because there's also the arms race to take control of the big adamantium man in the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. They could do so much good stuff with it. I really hope.
Yeah, they still have to pay that off. Like, there was a small nod in Captain America with adamantium, but like, for sure, what is that? The larger consequence of this huge celestial that's just in the ocean?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Gage says it would be as big as Thanos blip if they built up the mutants well. Everything hinges on how well they build up the mutants, for sure. Like, I wouldn't want them to introduce the first roster of X-Men and do No More Mutants. I'm like, well, I only care about four mutants right now.
and that's oh god, that's the big problem.
It's the big problem, right? Because they did Dark Phoenix when we...
And then they're like, you know what we'll do?
Dark Phoenix again.
Stop it. When they did Dark Phoenix the second time, who were the aliens? Who were the bad guys? Do you know?
No, they were from The Happening.
They literally don't say it in the movie. They just show up.
Yeah.
And we have no idea, like, why is this happening?
Who is that?
I don't.
Jessica Chastain.
Yeah. Again, they banked way too hard off of the popularity of specific actors, and then they're like, well, this girl is in Game of Thrones, so she's the next one. And you're like, but you haven't made her speak in any other movies. Like,
Connor says, do you guys remember how you both separately predicted that Gambit would return? You both wanted him in Multiverse of Madness, but both also said maybe a Deadpool movie, if not. I mean, I think for the most part, Deadpool was our catch-all for any characters that could show up, especially within the Fox universe. I was like, oh, maybe Deadpool.
well, but I was not specifically expecting them to resurrect Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my guess back then was neither Channing nor Taylor Kitsch. I was just like, I just want them to do Gambit. Because I think this was also after Deadpool 2, where they did like a super, super accurate Juggernaut. And I was like, we gotta give us Gambit now. Like, this is awesome. We got a comic accurate Vanisher.
After one person said their pick, after channel friend Stoobs said it, I couldn't unsee it. Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
I was like, it just feels right, you know.
You know what? I'm gonna double triple down on this hill that I'm gonna die on. Is that Ian Somerhalder? That's my pick for Gambit. Sooner or later he's just gonna be way too old, but I don't know. That guy just had the eyes of Gambit, if anything. But yeah, let's. I had something planned for Mixer to play with the chat, so let's move on over to that frame.
Well, before that, just one last thing. I was gonna ask you if you watched the most recent trailer for Destiny 2.
No, I haven't.
You should watch it. I think we should watch it here.
Okay. Luckily, the scene that I have set up for Framed works. I think. What is it? The Equilibrium dungeon trailer?
Yes. It came out like yesterday or something like that, right?
Yeah.
6.
Okay. Let's go over to this. And fix this really quickly. Yoink. We're doing things live here, folks. Okay.
And it's because I'm a jerk and I was making something. I'm suggesting something that we had not planned. Also, Connor, thank you for the 199 pound ramen drop. Because we just changed scenes, that's probably why we didn't get the SH4T. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. Connor has super chatted £1.99. Will my pout to make a more name for myself? Woo, about to make a name for myself.
It took a second and I was like, oh, that's what he said.
I don't know if he says wool. But, okay, let's watch this really quickly.
That's Woo I'm. That's an I.
Oh. I thought that was Woolly Mammoth. All right, let's watch this. It's not going to be full screen for you guys, but it's just a quick little implement.
Everything you've shown me, I've made real.
Is that Kylo Ren?
Marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light.
Or is that Ronan the Betrayer?
I don't really know yet.
Is yours. You know what comes next. Give me strength.
Darksaber.
come on. That seems...
That's Kylo Ren. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
it should be.
There's definitely some inspiration there. It was just it's very Star Wars. I love that they are directly working with Lucasfilm on some of the sounds, some of the feels. Yes, Connor, it is an official Star Wars collaboration, although it is just a season that's heavily inspired by it. But they are doing a bunch of new archetypes for weapons so that they function like blasters with cooling mechanics instead. I think they're getting a new exotic that's basically Din Djarin's sniper rifle that disintegrates people when you shoot them. The lightsaber is going to be it's going to be a kinetic special weapon. So it's in a top slot. And I think what we saw at the end there, but there was another special weapon that's going to be just a big old Wookiee bowcaster. It's supposed to do damage.
Keep talking. I'm trying to fix the the framed.
So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I've been keeping up on Destiny mostly in anticipation for it because I wanted to be to be up for it. So we'll see. I think this season is going to make or break the game. Like either we win it or we're out. But after this, they're going to announce their full-on year slate of plans, and we're going to see what they're going to do. But they took a lot of lessons from the failures of this season that we are currently calling iron and ass because it hasn't been the best. But that being said, they have very quickly worked on the things that weren't working. They're like, listen, it is no longer fun in this day and age to have that power grind, to play it, to chew through a bunch of content you don't like to get a thing that you might like. So they're really stepping up their game.
I mean, especially since it's not that type of game, right? Like, we could point to DYAD Night Abyss. It's a hack and slash. So we're going to grind through hacking and slashing. That's the game that it is, But I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to be exploited for my love of Star Wars, for lightsabers. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to come back and see what it's all about, but that's not going to keep me there,
Yeah, and I don't expect it to, but I just see natural synergy between the two brands, and if it leaves an indelible mark on the landscape going forward, I think that might be good. If they can do something that fulfills my Destiny itch and gives me a weird Star Wars like feel. Because honestly, that is part of me loving Destiny as it is running around with a hand cannon pretending, it's a DL-44, which we will now have.
Very interesting. Now, this isn't working, so let me see if it's just because it's in studio mode. So let's go back to our framed. Okay, that's why, because it was studio mode. So let me refocus things on the screen, and we'll do it live like we always do. So this game is like Wordle. It's like the daily it's a daily game that you can play where you guess movies based on one frame at a time. We have 6 guesses, and each time we guess, it reveals another frame. And we can play this with everyone else because our chat is pretty dang awesome with movies. So, also the Trivia League update. I don't have the frame here. Let me bring it in. This is
The story of a
updated
girl.
This is our updated league rankings. Choco is obviously, of course, first place. But we have our next board almost finished and completed, so we will reach out to Gage, we'll reach out to Phineas, we'll reach out to Archived, and a special guest, Char J, who is a self-proclaimed master of trivia. And we'll schedule out our next
And Alex
Jeopardy.
Lesjo.
Yes. I also do have I want to plan out 100 to 1,000 board and do an entire episode dedicated to it called DYAD Trivia Legends. And I want to get some of our heaviest hitters. But we have to go through the league somewhat to find out who our heaviest hitters are. So, yeah, I mean, we have to get some people ranked up in the various divisions to see who our legends are. But we will bring back Marianne and Andy Wise Guy. And anyone else.
Andy Wise Guy's a legend for sure.
Cubcos also.
Oh, Cubcos.
It's going to
monster.
be a competition, for sure. A heavy competition.
It was my worst nightmare.
All right. So let's begin with this frame right here. I have absolutely no idea what this is. And I'm sharing it with you in the call so you can see. Does anybody in this chat know what movie this is from this frame? I feel like that's Air Force One.
Yeah, for sure. So it's Air Force One, but this is taking place in a time period where you had bulb flashes, right? I'm thinking 1940s. Wait, no, I'm thinking not 40s, 60s, 50s, 60s era.
I got
who's president at this time? Harry S. Truman.
In the, what did you say, 40s?
My brain is telling me this is around Harry S. Truman days.
So what movies were Harry S. Truman the president?
I have no idea. Listen, I'm not the best with movies. Can be good with time periods.
Chat, help us out. Laurel says, am I insane to think there could be a place to discuss Star Wars? Yes, this is the place.
This is the place. You have
landed.
A place.
We are currently in our mixer segment, which is what we talk about, like everything else. Well, not everything else, but we talk about everything combined with Star Wars.
Yeah.
But we will be talking about the comics, Legacy of Vader, and Battle of Jakku later for our main segment.
Which, by the way, I enjoyed the hell out of both of, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any guesses for this first frame. Should we just go to the next one? Or want to make a guess?
And I have nothing. I don't know.
What could this
Catch me if you can. I have no idea.
Hey, it's on there. Let's see. No. United States-Vietnam relations? What the? 1945-1967 ground strategy.
So Vietnam War movie, but I'm bad. This feels like it's not geeky enough for me to know.
I mean, it's certainly not geeky enough for me as well.
Apocalypse Now. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good one too. No, the Washington Post. Oh, is this like one of those reporter movies? Do you know the one with like Mark Ruffalo? He was like playing a reporter, and he was. It's not that movie, but I'm thinking it's like one of those movies, right? With Mark Ruffalo, he was playing someone that was trying to expose the Catholic Church's abuse. I forget that movie. I'm gonna let Connor in on this guessing game, and it's not Independence Day, but we'll see. What is this movie?
I don't know. I'm not gonna
Let's skip this. Oh my gosh, it has Tom Hanks in it. Tom Hanks was in Catch Me If You Can. Is this? No. This has to be a movie I haven't seen. And quite frankly, and admittedly, I haven't seen a lot of movies.
Laura says, I can't call on and say my piece sort of thing. Yeah, you can call in if you'd like, Laura.
Yeah, it would have to be on the YouTube side.
Yeah,
so
you are watching us from the TikTok side, but we are live on YouTube as our primary. And so if you join here, we can put the link out and you can call into it.
Yeah, we actually do have a link in the description to call in. But we typically have a segment for that as well. Is it specifically movie? Yes, this is Framed is a daily guess the movie by frame. I don't have anything for this. We're just going to skip it. Oh my gosh. And it has, Meryl Streep in it too. This has got to be
like, it feels like I am making like movie people look bad by not knowing this movie.
Well, I mean, listen, you can do bad on Wordle too. I just don't. Let's try it. Okay, Phineas has got the post. It's on the list. Oh, Phineas comes in with the clutch. It's the post.
Thank you, Phineas. I would never have gotten that. But
Yeah,
I feel like seeing the Washington Post probably should have been the hint.
Yeah, I haven't seen the post. Let's see. People of the Iron Lady Bridge of Spies, All the President's Men, they're all pretty great. Pretty great guesses. Okay. What is this? Why is it blocked out? I suppose it's just it has the title of it. Wait. Guts, Heart, Smarts, Balls. Is this Scott Pilgrim?
Yes, that's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, for sure.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, yeah, of course. That frame would have just given it away for sure.
Yeah.
Connor says Independence Day again. Jeez. That's the only movie you got. What the heck? Why are you giving us frames? Okay, it's 2007 movie. Is this Independence Day? No. That's the next frame? Come on, give us oh my gosh, what is this? You're just giving us like lines of exposition. No, we're not guessing this.
There's nothing there. There's nothing to guess.
Javier Bardem, Tommy Lee Jones, Josh Brolin, Woody Harrelson. Wait, is this No Country for Old Men? Oh, why is it just that? Is it like copyright reasons? You can't use the actual frames?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Oh, this is the new poster challenge? No, I want to do framed. How How do we go to the next framed one? I knew that we were...
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's just go down the list. We've done this, right? No, we haven't. Is this... Connor's just gonna lock in Independence Day. This looks like Newsroom, but that's not a movie.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of was Newsroom, actually. But
if you got any guess,
did you? What you picked was that a year?
No, this is the day. Because it's a daily. It's like Wordle. It's like daily. So this is November 13th, 2025. So it was yesterday. Oh, are you trying to pull it up yourself? So you can see it better?
No.
I have no guesses for this frame. The Purge? Okay, that's actually a good guess. No. My guess is I haven't seen
There's
this movie.
a funeral.
Okay, we'll skip this one. What the hell is this? What's with all of these movies that we haven't seen before? We're skipping this one. Margot Robbie. Is this Wolf of Wall Street? No, it's not.
No.
What Margot Robbie movie that have I not seen? I'm expecting Gage to come in and help us. Gage, where are you?
Barbie? I know it's not Barbie.
It's not Barbie.
I just can't think of any
About
words.
time. Where are you getting this, Connor? No, it's not about time. This looks like a news movie. Because that looks like...
I guess I don't watch a whole lot of dramas.
No, we're very geeky. We're skipping this. Oh! It's like Barbara Walters. Them. Is it like...
Oh, yeah, there was a just Barbara. I think was the name.
That's not in it. What is this movie with Margot Robbie? And it was about like news anchors. Is that Nicole Kidman? It is. What movie is this? The Newsroom is a show, so I don't think. Yeah, it's not in here. What about Anchor? No. Bombshell? Have you watched all of these movies, Connor? Or are you looking them up? I don't know. Man. That was a good one. That was a good one. Gage, you're finally back, man. We need your movie expertise.
I just... yeah. I ain't good at this.
You ain't good at this. What is this? This looks like... Looks like a... Is this The Eye? Is there a movie called The Eye? Listen, that's what I get. You know what I mean?
It's like an industrial howl.
Rice Daily. Yeah, we're playing with the chat. So if you have any suggestions, just put it in. You know.
Oh, Reese, it's been a while. How you doing?
Looks animated, is it? If we don't have a guess, we can skip to the next frame.
Oh, is that animated? Okay, hold on.
I don't know if it looks animated per se, but it could be. Would it be? Do you want to guess Across the Spider-Verse?
Sure.
Oh, that would have been a great pull. It looks animated now. Yeah, for sure.
All right, post-apocalyptic animated film.
Great pull, Reese. I mean, we both kind of like had the same thinking there. Connor says, "I've not idea." Yeah, I've not idea as well. What? And now I'm realizing I haven't seen a lot of animated films either. Unless this is one of those like esoteric, like indie animated shorts. I don't know. Is that Mater? I'm sorry. Cars isn't that dark. The Bad Future from Meet the Robinsons. Let's go to the next one. What is this? It looks like a freaking, like a Tim Burton joint. It does look familiar.
Is this the movie where like it was like a robot and a kid found it and
I'm gonna
they
like
raised
shoot
it like a robot dog?
Oh gosh. I guessed Coraline. Just out of nowhere.
Definitely in Coraline.
So there's what looks like a ritual. Who company made this? I don't know. We're just going off of frames. Goob says that looks familiar. Reese says The Wild Robot. Wait, 9 the movie? You know what?
I never saw that, but
it does have the same
that type of feel. Yeah.
Is 9 in the? 9 is in the list. Let's see. Wow! What a pull by Lord Goob. Who would have thought? This one was by Claudio, wasn't it? 9? It's a Claudio Sanchez film.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It was based off of
Amory Wars?
I have to make sure because I do know that they made a movie off of their. Huh. No, maybe I'm thinking about the wrong thing. What did
I don't know. All I do know is I tried to pull something up and it's giving my browser trouble. Oh, are we back? I think we're back.
Welcome Home was on the trailer for this movie. That's what made me think of it. Okay. We'll do a couple of more here. Come on, man. Give us the comic book movies. I feel like I'll be cheating if I scroll through this until we find something that we can immediately recognize.
Something that we know. Yeah.
But 9 was a good pull. Is Easy A on this? I'm just gonna throw a guess out there. You don't have a guess, do you?
Some sort of high school movie.
No. Is this Nightcrawler? Nightcrawler, Donnie Darko? No. Oh wait, is this Challenger? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Challengers.
Would this be Challengers?
Yeah.
Hey, Lego. I like where your head's at, Gage. We were thinking the same thing. It had the same vibes as Nightcrawler, but then we got this frame. We need to beat this in one frame. This is Bumblebee. Is this Bumblebee? This definitely is Bumblebee, right?
I don't think it is.
What could it be? Well, now that you mention it, those people don't look like smaller Transformers, but what the hell would this be then? I'm just gonna put it. No, it's not Bumblebee. Oh.
Hello there.
Hello there. What's the Twitch accounts, lads? It's twitch.tv/DYAD in the Force. Why am I thinking about like the Daisy Ridley Tom Holland movie from this? But it's not.
It does look like that movie, though.
Yeah. Chappie? It's a little bit too lush for... Like, Chappie was in a very, like, industrial setting. Where was Chappie set? In South Africa? I'm gonna put the Daisy Ridley and... No, Chaos isn't in here. What is this, man? It looks like they're building an ark, right? Noah's Ark? Is this Ark? What is the name of this movie where they're building an ark?
Honestly, I'm...
Next frame is Ocean. Jesus. Or The Flood, as it were. Is it just called Noah? Bro, I'd be so pissed if it's called Noah.
There was a new Noah's Ark movie, and there was like these big rock monsters in it. And...
God, I should have... Because I was putting Noah's Ark, and I saw Noah, and I was like wondering if that's what it meant.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie.
Good job, Phineas. Uh, is this a James Bond movie? Wait, I'm getting... What is that? What is that movie with Charlize Theron? She's an assassin.
I want to say Milk, but that's not what it's called.
She's an assassin in a lot of movies.
Salt.
Is it? No, it's not on there. Atomic Blonde?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Atomic Blonde is the one. Salt is with Scarlett Johansson, I think, maybe.
Oh, no.
Oh,
More
yeah,
Office.
sorry. You're right, Reese. Salt is interesting. I don't know.
So it's not Atomic Blonde. And there's a London stamp here. Is it Kingsman? No. What movie is this? This certainly isn't Aeon Flux. I doubt that's in the... Oh, it's in the list. Okay, let's see. Oh, no. Is this Sparrow? Is this Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence? Or is it Red Sparrow? Is it Red Sparrow? Or are you guys like really into Darkest Hour? Because I'm seeing a lot of Darkest Hour guesses.
Do Darkest Hour.
All right. Very, very good. Good job, team. Okay. This
It's all them.
wait. Is that Mothra? No, that's not Mothra. What am I talking about? Is that a... What is that? Aquaman? No? Whoa. You thought it was The Rise of Skywalker? There's a lot of red and blue in that, for sure. The Meg? Let me try Meg first. The Meg. Okay. Bro! Let's go, Connor. The Meg. Tell me you watched that movie. I didn't. All right, just a few more. Restricted MI5. This has to be a James Bond, isn't it?
No, not necessarily. MI7.
Oh, MI7. James Bond is MI6, right? I'm just gonna go for it. Casino Royale. If it's not, okay. Why? I know that says Dozambique, but all I can think of Mozambique here.
The Manchurian Candidate.
Is it? I don't think that's a... No, that's not a... It's not in the list. MI7 disaster in Africa. Rwanda? Hotel Rwanda?
Johnny English Reborn.
Okay. Toshiba, British intelligence.
Okay. After this, I have an idea.
Do tell.
That. And you would just drop it into that same frame.
Okay.
Risa says, I'm telling you, it's Johnny English. It might be. Yeah, do Johnny English.
Reborn or Johnny English normal?
He said reborn.
Okay. Wow.
Damn.
Who was that, Reese?
I was laughing. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Very, very good pull. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll switch. Is this Zombieland?
Drive carefully, come back soon. Leaving Las Vegas.
Zombieland?
Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, is it Leaving Las Vegas? That's not in there. That's not in the list.
Okay.
It was the Dozambique joke that gave me it. Oh, nice. I'm gonna throw out Zombieland. No. Oh my gosh. Fallout Vegas. I don't remember her in Fallout Vegas.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? I don't know.
Oh no, our chat seems to be locked in, so I'm waiting for some guesses from the chat. Unless we skip this frame, because this doesn't tell me much. Married in Vegas? That's not in the list. Alien versus Predator. Nice. If you guys have any guesses, leave it in the chat. I'm going to skip to the next frame. What are you doing here?
What?
This guy, wasn't he the bank manager in Dark Knight or Batman Begins? No, The Dark Knight.
You and your friends are dead.
Oh yeah, Revisa, and he's supposed to be dead by Joker. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He only plays people that die. He's we have Sean Bean at home. Last Vegas? Don't tell me you pulled this, dude.
Las Vegas, I thought was the old guys that go there.
No, it wasn't Las
their
Vegas.
bucket
Oh my
list.
gosh. Is this what is this?
Jay, what's his name?
Jay Isn't the other dude from Melrose Place?
I don't know. He looks like the jerk from Encino Man.
Jay. Now you have me thinking Jay when I'm be thinking about the film this is in. We have two more guesses. I
mean, I got nothing.
Let's go to the next one. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, you're right, Reese. What in the 90s is this? There's a lot of movies that just have like completely passed me by. Yeah, that's Timothy Oliphant. Very, very young.
Cobb Vamp.
Let's see. Last guess. These frames are horrible. Oh, is this what you were working on? A custom hangman?
I thought that might be good and a little more Star Warsy.
I don't know what this is. Do you guys want to venture a guess? It's on the tip of my tongue. And it's because of that J guy. That's not Kate Hudson. Oh, you deadass thought it was, though.
Is that not Uma Thurman? No. I know her.
He can't have been that
No.
J actor can't have been in too many movies. Maybe he's been in a lot of movies. I don't know.
I mean, I don't. I think we just don't get this one, and I'm okay with that.
Mafia's not in it.
Look up Vegas and see what other, if anything else pops up.
Vegas, Las Vegas, Eraserhead, Megamind, Everest. No.
Didn't I say Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? But we chose that already.
No, we. Let's see. Wow. No, wait, no, it was Go. Oh my gosh.
It's literally your name.
Well, that was one of the
should've known.
things. That was one of the movies I was gonna guess for that J Moore. Okay, let's switch to Choco's Hangman. Okay, let me fix it slightly. Needs to be fixed slightly.
I didn't want this to be too easy, so some of these may be kind of long.
That's totally fine.
I thought we could throw this out.
We like
Alright,
playing
chat.
games.
What's your first letter? Chat goes first.
Lord Goob says, I. There's one I. I feel like this is like Wheel of Fortune. Dong. There's one
Alright,
I.
Pep. Your turn.
So this is very Star Warsy, is it? I'll go with N. Connor says F. No.
Let's see who gets it first.
I'm gonna go with O. Okay. The only thing in my head right now is na 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 na. Oh. Two. So on. No.
Reset P.
Reset P. No P. Yeah, you know me.
And Connor is saying E.
Huh. All I get from just like this view is the Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. I'm Toydarian. I'm a Toydarian.
Oh, and so I made like 5 of them should be in this list. But there is no punctuation because I thought that would be too much of a giveaway.
Wait, so there's 5 separate words or what?
Oh no. This is one thing, and then like there'll be 4 more rounds.
So okay, we have all these O's, N's, E's.
I'm sorry. I thought this would be a lot easier.
It would probably look easier when you see it all. T, some T's.
And the chat has it.
Yeah, I just figured it out too. Where can we type it in or no? Just kind of click the letters.
Yeah, I think you might have to do it. All right, Goob, you got it.
Yay! Do we go to new word or do you send me another link?
Yeah, new word. Yeah, so all of these ones are
I've already got
quotes.
it. I've already got it. I'll let chat. I'll give chat a couple of seconds here to throw out their guesses, but I'm going to solve it as soon as you guys have guessed a couple of times, unless you guys have already gotten it as well.
All right, throw out a letter, guys.
The F you mean you already got it? I already got it. If no one guesses it in the next 20 seconds, I am solving it.
All right, Connor said C.
I'm not doing it because I'm waiting for full solves. Because I already have it. 10 seconds.
Anyone got a full solve? Again, all the
Connor
ones I
got
did
it.
were quotes.
Connor got it.
Excellent job, Connor.
Okay. What the hell is that? The Phantom is loved only.
But you guys, you guys know though that if you think you at least know one word, you can guess the letters in that one word, in hopes that it'll tell you the rest.
I'll take a B, Steve. Huh. Well, I'll take a T. Yes. The Abeloth 2. Harrod said, I have brought freedom, justice, and security. No, that doesn't work. Oh, looks like Trails of Talk got it. Right on. I'm giving it to him because he got it.
Yep. I spec.
Dang, you used every single letter.
But that should make it easy to get, right? Because then you'll always be here. I
Well-
thought doing singles letters, I thought doing single words would be too easy.
The quote is the ability to speak does not make one intelligent.
I was on the fence on if it was one or you, so I apologize.
But we still got it nonetheless. And an even longer quote. Yay. I have brought Harith preempted this one. I have brought
It just goes above. As soon as he put that, it's like, damn it. Harith has Jedi reflexes. It's almost like he can see the words.
all right. And this is the last one. I want. I'm gonna get it.
Taco Bell. Woo!
I will. See, and now I'm obsessed with trying to solve it.
Bike. Anyone remember Flyleaf?
E, please. E. Okay. I will win. Yes, I remember Flyleaf. I was in a phase where I was just looking for all female front women, or I was just looking for front women. I have spoken. I solved it, guys.
Woo!
Oh, there's a new word? What? Or is it just going on to like random ones?
No, this is repeating. You already solved this one.
Did I? No, we didn't.
You solved it off rip.
No, I am your father. Okay, so it's just
Yeah, it's just repeating.
okay. Good job, team. Good job. Thank you for participating.
Hey, I thought that'd be fun.
We love playing games with you guys. You know. Let's move on to our comic segment. And I will be honest off the bat. I could not finish Battle of Jakku. I'm on the last stand now, but I didn't finish it. But I did finish Legacy of Vader. That was a long one. So let's talk about it, Let's talk about Legacy of Vader.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he go? Where are we saying this thing is?
You mean at the end?
Near the end, because it's still ongoing, right? There's only,
Yeah.
I think it's issue 9 or issue 8. Okay, so I guess we'll start from the beginning, right? I think this is the story you wanted.
It really is, but it's the exact opposite of the story I wanted. You know what I mean? I mean, sort of. It's him going out to try and find his darkness. It's not all he finds, but
it is essentially like the year in which he's the Supreme Leader before the Rise of Skywalker, and he treats Hux like a freaking, I don't know what word comes to mind. Treats him poorly.
Also, he's a straight up sociopath.
Yes. Very much so. I also think that this comic is going towards the Eye of Webbish Bog moment
Yeah.
and canonizing that. Because at this point, I don't. Was it canonized through the novelization?
Yeah, it's in the novelization, so.
I thought it was only a cutscene, but it's very interesting because, you know, it makes sense with the narrative that they portray in The Last Jedi that he would be obsessed with trying to kill the past, but encountering Vinay was very interesting. Was Vinay also canon, or did we only just see him in the Lego movies? Or the
he was canon.
Castle
I mean,
Vader?
he's who we saw in Rogue One.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest gripe with this comic was Naboo. What was that all about?
And that's why I mean he's a sociopath.
He's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna teach you guys how to resist, and then like suddenly, well, I mean, it makes sense that he ends up killing everyone, but it's just like, I don't know. He just elicits a lot of chaos and people dying for like what amounts to nothing, to be completely honest.
Well, I mean, it feels like he largely wanted to feel the struggle that Vader went through. And so, since there was no war or whatever, he just had to create his own. And he was just like, screw it. You know, but one of the things that this does really confirm is how much of a badass he really is, which we've seen in comics before, but like he's a beast, you know. I especially really liked in the beginning his interactions with the whole Gardula the Hutt thing.
Oh yeah. I didn't think, honestly, I didn't think by this time Gardula returned to Tatooine. Was Gardula always on Tatooine? She's not one of the twins.
So that is Gardula that we see on Tatooine during the Bunta Eve Classic,
Okay.
in the booth. But she was running the pod races on Malastare. But
yeah.
that being said, Gardula was, well, as we know, the previous owner of Anakin, and yeah, so she did always have a spot on Tatooine.
Yeah, because we never, when we first watched Star Wars in Java. Oh my god. When we're introduced to Java, the programming language, when we're introduced to Jabba the Hutt, there's like no implication that Gardula is in power. Like, that's Jabba's territory.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jabba was in power, you know.
And then when he's slain, there's a power vacuum, but Gardula is still on Tatooine, just chilling.
I don't know that it's apt to say she's still on Tatooine. All we know is that at that point in the future, she was on Tatooine. So, I mean, I would just assume Engage as Gardula has a place on Tatooine as well in Legends. But I assumed, you know, we do know Gardula runs the pod races on Malastare. She probably has places all over the place. And she probably stepped in after the twins died. Or, you know, we also don't know what happens with Boba Fett. You know? Although he'd be pretty ancient.
Yeah. I'm slowly morphing into Nicolas Cage. I don't know what's going on. But I think one of the more interesting things about this comic is, well, what everybody seems to want more of is the Knights of Ren.
More Knights of Ren and more, Ben Solo. There's no helmet for a lot of this.
I gotta be honest. I would have loved to see Tava in the sequels.
I don't like to see Tava in a lot of places.
Yep. But it's a very interesting story. Like, there's a lot of contrasting themes in this comic for sure. He wants to kill the past, but he also is in a narrative where he is constantly confronting it instead of killing it. But I suppose that has a lot to do with Vinay kind of taking him on a goose chase, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I do like, it does a great job of like at least fleshing out his motivations and stuff, because he's like, I've done all of the things that I was supposed to do, and I still feel nothing. I still feel empty. I don't have that drive. I'm not what I wanted to be or where I wanted to be. He's so after all of this stuff, and I think that's actually a place where the sequels succeed. Is characters don't have a single motivation. They are evolving people, So his motivations that he achieves when he kills Snoke change, and he's trying to step into his own, but things aren't what he was promised. I mean, honestly, if he just feels like a regular millennial to me.
Yeah.
Like he graduated into a world where everything he was promised growing up isn't what turned out to be. And he's like, well, now what?
Trails of Talk says, how hard Ben Solo had to try to be dark just showed how much good was in him. I feel like the Ben Solo film would have had him alive beneath Exegol, and he astral projected to Rey. I feel like Ben is the reverse of that. I think he has a lot of dark in him with a sliver of light, which is causing that turmoil to begin with. Because this comic shows him going very dark. Like, his answer to a lot of things is very dark. Like, he resorts to murder very easily and fast. Like, I think what was interesting about him and Grandia was how quick he was to, like, he let her tell her entire story, which was odd, but it's like, so yes, I am no longer a Jedi. It's like, yeah, but whatever, you'll do. And then he starts swinging. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, I think this is what the sequels were actually going for, where they wanted to put a character in a similar circumstance as someone we know, but have them be the opposite person so that we can see the contrast. Vader would not have spoken to her. And we know this because we saw Vader and his Inquisitors trying to kill Grandia. Which it was also nice to see our girl again. Number 13. But I don't know. It was just compelling to relive the history, because you have to think, this is the history that Anakin Skywalker leaves behind. Us in the fandom, we think of the Anakin that was good, right, and all this stuff, but like the indelible impression that he left on the galaxy for anyone who actually knew him for a length of time was not good stuff.
Yes. It's a very interesting commentary on legacy, which is, obviously the comic is called Legacy of Vader. Yeah, because it depends, right? If you started with the prequels, Anakin is your main character, and a lot of what he does prior to becoming Lord Vader is what defines him, and then his fall to Vader is tragedy. But then, like, if you start from the originals and you're watching the prequels, you're watching a story of how Vader was formed rather than watching the story of Anakin falling to Vader. Right? Those are two very different, very distinct readings of his story. Right? So if you approach the prequels like, oh, so this is how Vader comes to be, versus, oh, this is Anakin. What's he doing? Like, why is he falling to the dark side? But then, like, we get to Kylo, and you're right, it's very, very different, but still very dark, you know. And a lot of it has to do with his desire to kill the past is an equivalent of darkness to Vader living in it.
But what's interesting is from other media, like, we know that Ben had this dark streak in him. They called it a dark vein. His whole life, like, he struggled with it, and that's why they sent him to Luke in the first place. And so he truly has the opposite story, and I think that's part of his confusion, right? Because he is like, he grew up in this darkness, and then he's done everything to give himself over to it, but he's not there yet. And that's because I think as soon as his connection with Rey starts or is acknowledged, I mean, I really think that is the primary pull towards the light. And we even see when, you know, he goes to Naboo and he mentions, Vader fell in love on Naboo. Like, he thinks of Rey.
He does. But I
and
love
he's like, but no, I'm not doing that. No.
like, what,
I'm
you
a
think
big
I have to
man."
fall in love? Kidding me? I can just take whatever I want. Trails of Talk says it would be quite upsetting if the viewer started with the Acolyte. That's an interesting point to bring up, because if you started with the originals, Anakin, the prequels is the story of how Vader formed, and if you started with the prequels, it's the story of how Anakin tragically fell. How would it change if you started with the Acolyte?
If you started with the Acolyte, I mean, it depends on.
Well, it depends on if you're
levels
honestly
of media
engaging.
literacy, but it would show you how individual Jedi's failing can affect, can start a cascading, like, downward effect. And that last conversation with the senator, that the Jedi can't control emotion, and that it would only take one Jedi to lose control to cast the galaxy into darkness, and then they would watch that happen, one Jedi not being able to control their emotion.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it would so if you started with the Acolyte, it would primarily it would preempt Anakin's fall for sure. Because then you would start to see, like, if you had no knowledge of Vader, if you had started with the Acolyte and that was your chronological entry into Star Wars, then the first Jedi to fall is Sol. And the first Darksider you encounter is someone that's very authentic and earnest about their feelings, which is the Stranger. But then your next encounter with the story is the very mustache twirling Palpatine, and but you don't know Palpatine is, you just started there and you think everyone has just their own kind of agenda against the Jedi.
So it basically, the entire story would be about the Jedi, about this organization that falls due to this person not controlling their emotion, and then that person's son rebuilding it and then going on from there. So that'd be interesting.
Gage says, starting with the Acolyte is the story of how there should be a season 2. Facts.
Yeah. Trazzle TikTok says, I love the reveal that Chimera fought blind. Such great ideas. That was cool. Because, like, you are looking at the helmet, like, how does he see out of that? And then the answer is he doesn't.
He does. I mean,
he does. He's through the force.
There's slits, and it shows you when Osha puts on the mask, she can see out of it through very tiny slits.
Yeah. The point is, though, that's not what he was relying on to fight.
Yeah. No. So you can get, what did you say? So you can get into my head. What does he say? What is the quote? Chat, help us out. Soul says, why don't you show yourself? And he's like, no.
So you can control me? The Jedi don't do that. No. That's what he says earlier.
Omega.
And the only quote I can think of is Magneto. This keeps you out of here.
Oh, I think he says, no, and let you into my head. Or let you see my thoughts. Or something like that. He just takes off his helmet. I'm Vader. Oh, that would send the chuds into a spiral. Chimera brushed Osha aside like a TikTok reel when they first met. True. He swiped right. Wait, is swipe right a match?
I don't know. I've never seriously done Tinder. A long time ago, I made an account as Sheev Palpatine. But no one matched with me. I even used a picture where he has that coy smile.
I would have used his duel with Mace Windu, where he's like, or when he's on the floor and he's got already, and he's like, I'm too weak, Anakin. I was right. The Jedi are taking over. Shout out to Ian McDermott, man. That was some pretty great delivery there. He matched with May and ended up with Osha. Bro, that's like the ultimate kind of like Tinder movie. And the same people can play him too. Manny and Amanla. What would the headline of your profile be if you used the name Bib Fortuna?
Duanawanga? That would be it.
Duanawanga. Let's try coffee shop tunes. But let's talk about that one issue then, because Kylo he's in Vader's little air fryer, right? And he sees a lot of visions
Of a bunch of spines with heads.
Yeah. He gets into a real nasty encounter. But I think at one point, I forget what causes it, but at one point he's seemingly in heaven. with Luke. And Luke's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing over here?" And Kylo's like, you know, "I'm finished with you. You're dead to me." And Luke's like, "Yeah. Listen, we're having a cookout. I'll be over here." What is this? What is this place? Is this the world between worlds? Is he accessing? No, because the world between worlds only opens up for people in the light. Is this just his psychosis?
No, well, he goes into the chamber, right, because he thinks power is here. He's trying to achieve clarity, right? And so for a Sith Lord, clarity is to just wallow in hate. You know what I mean? It's just to be angry and focus on your pain over and over and over again. And so, yeah, he has a bunch of weird spine monsters ridiculing him. And then he goes, "I reject this." So he doesn't want it. He doesn't want that. And in his own mind, because this is where he is, he's in his mind, he pulls out 2 lightsabers. His red and blue. So I mean,
I liked that part
because not only was it a little bit of an homage to what do they call him? Nightmare Realm Vader. What do the chuds call him? The most powerful version of Vader is Dark Realm Vader, Dark Vision Vader, something like that.
They actually think that's a thing that exists?
Yes, and they think that's the most powerful version of Vader. And
so
like,
let's game this out real quick. Let's game this out real quick. Okay, so Vader versus Revan. Which Vader? Dark Vision's Vader? What do you mean? He's inside his mindscape, his castle. Yeah, but that thing doesn't... Man, I can't believe what they believe. I'm gonna say it right here, folks. Those are some dumb people. I'm telling you right now.
What do they call it? Dark
Swirly?
Vader?
Jujutsu no Vader?
Dark Dimension Vader. That's what they
Dark Dimension Vader?
Yeah. Dark Dimension Vader is so powerful that he
destroyed the whole council.
Jedi Council. Yeah, that's what they say, and you're like,
oh my gosh! So they count that as a feat.
Anyways, so Kylo Ren
hold on. Trails of Talk said the headline for his Bib Fortuna profile is "You're fortunate to wear this bib."
Damn, that's cold.
Nice. Dark Dimension Vader chilling right next to Dormammu. I have a bargain. Some of the things... Well, I'll tell you what, they're still wrong about it. But yeah, let's move on from that. The comic ends with him being, like, thrashed. And he comes out all wounded.
Yeah. Well, okay, I mean, before that, I want to kind of talk of, like... Because where he goes, we see the shapes of Jedi, right? This is... I mean, and he talks to Luke, and the other Jedi are there, and they talk. So I'm curious, because does he know them? Like, it would imply that he really is there at the nexus of where you retain your identity.
But I don't know. I don't think he could.
But that's what they say. They say, no, he shouldn't. But he is here all the same.
Right, but that's what they would say in his head. Right? Because even Vader, when he's in his own mindscape, he's being taunted by Palpatine. Does that mean that's a real dimension?
No, not necessarily. But I'm curious if he knows, because we can see the shapes. We see, it's Qui-Gon there, and like we see the Jedi that are there. I have the panel up right now. But yeah, who knows? I mean, it very
well. Apparently,
likely
Gage
is
knows.
just in his mind.
Gage says, "I don't think it's in his head." Soul said he wanted to give Luke a chance to follow up on his promise to see him around.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What was Soul's? What was Soul's actual quote? Because I don't think he's saying he's giving Luke a chance to follow up, but he is paying off Luke's quote saying, "I'll see you around, kid."
And that's how I think he got there. It's not that I think because he was following Luke's signature. He even gets into that chamber and says, "Bring me Luke Skywalker."
I don't know. I
mean, it'll reshape what we think, or how we think things work.
Well, the thing is, given what Soul has said about this comic and my reading of it leads me to believe it is all in his head. Because it's Luke saying that would live in Kylo Ren's head rent free. You know what I mean?
But some of the quotes, I guess you're right. I suppose that time is over for us. But not for her. Why her? She wanted to learn. I hate you. Stop your lurking. You're watching. I can sense it. I'm no longer your student. No longer anything to you. You failed to make me into you. You lost. Leave me alone, you dead old man, or I will find a way to destroy you. You can't destroy me without destroying the Force, and you can't do that without destroying yourself. But goals are important. I do like that line. It says, it's meaningful that you found your way here. You should ask yourself how you managed it. Kylo Ren means nothing to me, but I'll always be there for Ben.
Yeah, I suppose my I'm willing to say that you guys are right, and that this is the place. My only contention is that it seems whimsical, which doesn't really negate it happening, but it seems like, okay, I guess it is Star Wars, but it's like, it seems campy and whimsical to just have that Nexus be like all them at like a mixer, and they're just like, hey man, what are you doing today? I'm chilling, I'm lurking around, I'm watching my nephew. All right, well, I'm going to continue my training. Hey, Qui-Gon, take it a step back. You never know what you're going to find on the other side of things. And then Qui-Gon's like, take care of your business, watching your nephew. I'll continue my training. And then Luke's like, all right, damn. Oh shit, Ben's here. You know what I mean?
But I do
the Office
really
Heaven edition.
I do really like the idea though that when Vader goes into his meditation chamber, he really does wallow in darkness and in like the swamp, and it's gross and it sucks. You know what I mean? And then I also like the idea that because the Force is the energy field of life, so when he goes to the other place, there is life there, and green, and it's green and it looks nice and people are happy. And then
It's
when
just
he
keep
goes
worm
back,
setting.
when he goes back, it's you tried to flee your destiny. I will remind you of your pain, and then he gets like the crap beat out of him as he crawls out all jacked up.
That's true. Now, of course, do you think... Here's where another interpretation comes in. Obviously, Vinay says, "What did you do to yourself?" Or to that effect. But do you think that the darkness actually kind of thrashed about? Or, because that meditation chamber is magnetically sealed, that he tried to ignite the saber and he just went... just slashed him all over the place? He was like, "Oh, God!"
Man, I don't. There's lots of possibilities. I guess I want to see any more of what Soul had to say about it, but
That's not true, Gage.
I don't. I like the idea that maybe being part of a Force dyad gave him, maybe more access or easier access, or I don't know.
Well, if we double down on the fact that the world between worlds is exclusive to the light, that would mean that what Luke says is true. When he says, "I've given up," or what did he say about Kylo? Is that Kylo is nothing to me, but I'll always be there for Ben. And then he says, "How did you find yourself here?" Ask yourself that. So I think he truly is accessing that world via Ben, the part of him that is the light. And if we're to go off of the fact that the dyad makes Rey Ben's light, then he would be, going off of that tether.
I have an interesting thought. Do you think that could have something to do with why Rey had so much trouble reaching out to Force Ghost? Maybe that ability was strong in her other half, but so it was lacking in her. I don't know, but I kind of think of it,
man,
like
you just made a huge affirmative towards the reading that you guys are purporting. Because if all of the Jedi is a technique that actually works and it gives you access to all of those who are one with the Force, then that realm would exist when they're all just chilling. And like, she's like, "Be with me." And then they all turn around and it's like, "Oh shit, now's our chance, guys."
Well, because I think it might be something through the diet, and that's why when she finally accesses it is that. But at the same time, I think about Ezra. Even though when he reached out to Yoda was still alive, the first time he reached out, he only got a voice, right? The second time, he saw Yoda sitting there in front of him. And he's like, "Well, why do I see you?" And he's like, "Because you're that much stronger now."
Yeah.
And so I'm curious if that also could be a factor, where when you talk to Force Ghosts, they can come see you, but this is the opposite equivalent of when you reach out to them, which is then what Rey does.
Yeah, I like that. Cal in chat says top 500 Gambit incoming.
Yeah.
Be careful of burnout, dude. That's all I'll say. We just had a conversation a couple of days ago about this.
About playing a one game so much that you all of a sudden hate it?
No, just
I don't
about
think I can.
just about burnout, really. Because we were talking about his sleep scheduling getting all effy. He's too fun. I'm too good. Are you top 500 good in a game with millions of players?
I'm too good. That's you're too humble.
That's
No,
not
but what-
humble at all.
Which burnout though are we talking about? Are we talking Burnout Paradise, Burnout Legends, Burnout Takedown?
We're talking about Burnout Heaven.
Burnout Paradise was a good one.
But yeah, I don't know. I also remember a couple of days ago, Cal, where you said I just can't get with a game that makes me angry. When Malik was talking about Rivals, and now you're all over it for Gambit. Anyways, I mean, do what you're gonna do.
Cal, I would like you to. Well, actually, it might be a one-player game. Never mind. Where the Winds Meet came out. I haven't played it yet. I haven't even downloaded it yet, but
Where the Winds Meet?
Just Where Winds Meet. Yes. You should look it up.
All I'm doing is winning everything. Yeah, but as soon as you're
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
as soon as your pre-made leaves, it might be a different story.
Every time I step into the building, everybody's hands go up. And they say there, Cal, your answer to getting turned in Rivals, honestly, is you just have to play ranked. And, just ranked.
No, he gets angry with ranked.
True, but once you get to a certain point in ranked, at least everyone is trying. The problem with casuals is you always get someone who has no thumbs on your team, and you're like, how is this person alive? What is happening?
I don't think that's exclusive though. If you can play ranked and get some pretty gimped players in there too.
No, that is true, but actually watching the dude from TikTok who got cooked has been wonderful. I don't know if you saw it, but he was talking about how women are ruining gaming because, this girl was on my team and she died in her ult, and she just couldn't handle that us men were talking like this. And so people found that game and they played it back. And he was so bad.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
He starts out as Magneto, steps out the door, gets pulled off the map by Spider-Man, and dies. Then by the way, they only have one healer, and the one woman is the healer. She was actually, when you watch the replay, she was the best person on the team, far and away. But so she's trying
That's
to solo
usually the story
heal.
too.
She's trying to solo heal. He dies as Magneto. He swaps to Widow, and then sits in spawn for 40 seconds doing nothing. Then he switches to Emma and plays awfully the entire time. The whole thing is just so bad.
I mean, yeah, it seems legit. Every person that is outspoken on any of these types of games, whether it's Overwatch or Rivals, any person that's vocal about everyone else being the problem during a match is usually the problem themselves.
Yeah.
Or the person that's like, can't you play any other character? And then they're like, only Iron Man.
Yeah.
High key though, Gambit.
It's hard to turn me in games.
High key though, Gambit just clicks with my brain even when I'm losing. Even when I lose, I'm vibing and just having a blast. Well, one thing that just tells me if I ever play with you guys again, I'm never playing Gambit. Because Choco wants him, Cal wants him, and Choco just told me earlier that he hasn't had a chance to pick him. So it's I don't want to take that shit away from you guys. So it is what it is.
I do feel like Gambit Mantis might be a thing though.
Gantis? Are we calling it Gantis or Mambit? Manbit.
Not that.
Oh, did you get my message about doing green screen thumbs. Just kind of sending me a whole bunch of like faces. I sent it on
Where did you
WhatsApp.
send that? Oh, okay. I guess I have not seen it yet.
Essentially, because
But I could do that.
yeah, I want to, for the sake of branding, I want to put our faces more on the thumbnails, just in general, and more so, more than just our reactions.
Yeah.
Oh, my Frankie button down came in. Oh, button down.
Yes.
I was reading that all like all
like
special.
you got a Frankie button, which would be cool if you got kind of like the easy button, but like you push it and it goes super.
Which makes me sad now because he no longer says it. I don't know if that's a spoiler to say that the Frankie's voice actor retired, and so they had to change him. So it's no longer Super in the newest episodes. Did he die? I think he just retired, unless it was more recent that he did pass away.
Death is a kind of retirement.
But I don't ever want to say I thought he died and put LOL in the same sentence. Is that Thane?
Ah!
Why do you bother, dude? Oh my gosh, Thane has your shirt. I don't think he appreciates how you hold him like that.
Yeah, he's fine.
All right, let's move on to Battle of Jakku, or at least what I've read. Insurgency Rising and The Siege.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked being able to tie together. Listen, we got so much great content about the post Return of the Jedi landscape that was just left untouched forever, it feels like. And so to get another story that's happening behind the scenes of, because it's taking place at the same time as what you read in Aftermath.
Yeah.
And so you get to see this is a separate faction from Rax and Sloane and all that stuff, and he's, you can see what the Acolytes of Beyond are doing. He's hanging out with Ziva and all that stuff.
There's a lot of stories that we were kind of pitching to be kind of like the continuation. Like, instead of doing the Sith all over again, we can do the Acolytes of Beyond. Well, it looks like they're doing it.
Listen, I feel like they've been listening to us, man. I honestly do.
But don't you think? I think that they laid the groundwork at least for that. To be honest.
Yeah, and
with the
also
Afro
it's not like anything we say isn't also a pretty logical connection, a logical through line.
I think we are playing with possibilities for sure.
But I mean, having Afra be the one that pops back up.
That's so true. They really had to go woke with this, because bringing in Afra to make Luke look bad, it's a pretty bold move. When she's like, listen, I know you're on top of your shit, but this a fake. And damn, Luke looks like an emasculated man, and they're really pushing the agenda on this. Guys, please don't clip this. I am being ironic. I actually like
all
this
I could
comic.
think was like, man, Afra's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean that's my default setting when she appears. I actually like this comic a little bit better than Legacy of Vader, but I haven't finished it yet. And there are some aspects of Legacy of Vader that I truly appreciate. But I like this story with Adelhard. I like this the story with Luke right now and Afra.
Yeah. Well, so this story feels more. To be frank, it feels more Star Wars, and the Legacy of Vader feels more like a side one-off story, right? Like the narrative is a lot more narrative. The narrative is a lot more narrow in scope.
I was like, the story is a lot more story.
But the thing I love about Star Wars, and I always say it, is we have these different factions and these different people, and they all have different goals. And we have a pregnant Leia, and then we have this weird lady that's like, is she force sensitive or not? But she's thirsty as hell, you know, like.
I mean, hear me out. There's two women I'd like to see more of. That's Reyna Oscure and Tava Ren.
Not the pilot that's with Luke.
I mean, that's a given. But in particular, those two.
Gotcha.
Funny that Luke used to have a crush on her.
Yeah.
I mean, like if Luke could help it, he felt like he kind of
That is one of my favorite moments. He's like, man, yeah, she's kind of cute, and they're like, yeah, good luck.
She's playing for the other team there, sir.
Misa thinking you not. Yeah.
I do like that they. One of my favorite scenes or panels from that comic, though, is Leia at the pyre. Because not a lot of people know. They often ascribe how Luke feels about forgiveness to Vader, with just like about everybody how everybody feels. But like, I loved seeing Leia being like, I wanna feel the same way as Luke does, but I can't get it out of my head.
Planet.
Yeah. I've got nothing but darkness and suffering and hate and pain from you, Vader. And I thought in those panels we were going to see her take the mask. And that's where Kylo gets it. Like, finds it. She just threw it away. But I'm sure we'll see in Legacy of Vader he goes back to Endor because he's following Vader's path. And it comes back to Endor and sees the mask in the pyre and takes it.
Am I crazy, or did we get that story?
I think
Someone taking the mask.
I think you're crazy. Let us know, chat. Because I'm pretty sure we still don't know how Kylo got the mask.
I don't think we know how. We don't know how he has it, but I feel like the pyre was found after in the Beth Revis Leia marriage book, maybe. I don't know. I have to think about it. I feel like I read there was something about it somewhere. I'll take a look later.
If that's not the case, then that's essentially because if he is following Vader's path, he's going to be on Endor. He is going to go to that pyre to the very end of Vader. And then he's going to find the mask. At least that's the trajectory that I see him on, if what you say doesn't pan out.
Well, yeah, he had the mask pre-TFA. Yeah, you're right. And Legacy of Vader takes place post-TFA. So yes, you're right.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. So he had it before Legacy. So never mind. I was confused on the chronology there. I was like,
Yeah.
so how does he get it? Maybe what you say is true. Maybe there is a story about that.
But Gage says, I wasn't big on Battle of Jakku. I had a couple mess ups with canon and timeline with the Aftermath books, but those are so long ago, I don't blame them much. I'm trying to think of timeline mess ups, or maybe I just didn't notice them.
Aftermath is pretty forgettable. Like when I see the panels with Ray Sloan and the council, I can't think of any. I can't think of any continuity clashes that come to mind.
And I think that's mostly it. It's been so long since I've reread that series. That being said, I still really love some of the characters. You know what I mean? Oh, you just happened to reread it right before the comic? Gotcha. By the way, Gage, I don't know if you were here before, but you're ready to join us for Jeopardy?
That's right. We did have a update.
We finished the questions, just putting them on the board. And yeah, good luck.
We will be looking to schedule it out in the next couple of weeks. For you, Archive, and Phidias. No.
Yeah, it won't be Thanksgiving weekend.
I don't think we plan anything substantial during that. You know, if anything, when does Thanksgiving lie? We might actually. It's on that Friday, isn't it?
Thanksgiving's on Thursday.
Oh, okay. It's always on a Thursday, right? The last Thursday of November. Okay.
Hence Black Friday following it.
So, I mean, we'll just show up with turkey legs and kind of chill again. I think we're aiming for December 5 for the next Jeopardy. The board will be complete over the weekend. It could be complete tonight, but for the purposes of giving people enough time to kind of schedule out their appearance on the show, typically, and I know we do this a lot, we like to just ask people the Thursday of, but we typically would like to give people a little bit more time to schedule it out, put it on their calendars. So tentatively,
yes, it's gonna have all Life Day questions. Gage, you have to answer this one. What is the name of Chewbacca's father-in-law? God, he was gross.
Yeah, so tentatively, and I'll put this on the Discord as well, tentatively we're looking at December 5 for the next Trivia League Jeopardy board game thing. It's like artichoke.
I just remember his name being like
Salsa Baca.
Oh my god, no, I forgot. That's out of my brain. But I used to when I was working at the financial place, I always talked about it with this one. There's one guy who was super nerdy there. Like he met his wife at at a Firefly bar crawl.
Jeez.
And he literally had the dinosaurs like there from the first episode. This is our land, and we shall call it our land. We shall call it your grave. Yeah. Anyways, kept printing out pictures of him, and then I would just hide them all over his desk. So like, your mouse doesn't work, you pick it up and he's on the other side looking at him. You know, you move your coffee cup, he's right there. I even replaced his wife in a photo on his desk with one. Like I hit him all over the place. It was great.
You have me thinking. You have
He
me
got me back.
thinking about Ace Ventura. When his ass speaks, he's like, "Would you like a mint? Perhaps some banaka?" But then, like, I just replace it with, "Would you like a mint? Perhaps some Chewbacca?" Everybody remembers Ace Ventura, right?
Yes. I mostly just think of
Another happy landing.
Ventura. Satan?
That's true. What else, guys? We're in our bonus. We're about to kind of wrap things up here for the week. We talked about the comics. We talked about Legacy of Jakku and Legacy. Well, I mean, essentially the combo name, Legacy of Vader and Battle of Jakku. Spooky Kitty says, "Busy day, just stopping in to say hi, friends." Well, hello, Spooky Kitty. Thank you for stopping by. We can talk about some new information on Starfighter. We can hint on that a little bit.
Oh, Gage, did either of you guys get a copy of Master of Evil? And I have not got it yet.
I have not.
Oh, and sorry, I never answered the question, but you're very close, Gage. The name is Adit Chick.
What?
Sorry, it's not Artichoke. They call him Itchy, and it's Architica. Cut. I can't say it. I can't say it. Never mind.
Why don't you... Can you paste it to me?
Maybe I was thinking of Artichoke.
That's what I said.
Adich.
Yeah.
Adich. Adich it cut. Yeah, Adich it cut or something like that.
So he's a cuck.
But he was always just called Itchy.
I wonder what's wrong with my
was lumpy,
alerts.
but he was a Lumparu. Time Trav says, "Would you guys do a live reaction to my fan film, or in a separate video? Feel free to roast me on it." Yeah, we would love to do it. I haven't watched your link yet, because you did send it to me. But we could probably check that out on this Monday. Yeah.
For sure.
We always love watching fan films.
And I don't know if that's a roast on us, but we don't typically roast people. Unless they're being just
willfully
incomplete.
dishonest about stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely do so.
I have to check on my alerts. I don't know why they're not working. Where is SH4T? He's there with Yoda and Mace. Just chilling, but he's not saying anything. Oh yeah.
There was I even sorry, I was gonna say I didn't even roast that one child predator, but
Gage says, you guys are actually very respectful evil when disagreeing. It's very nice. So here's the thing. Comparatively speaking, when we come across anyone that disagrees, that doesn't really bring out the worst in us. It's when someone gets something completely wrong and is very disingenuous about it, like intellectually dishonest. Then we will get snarky ourselves, but even then we don't really have like an evil streak in us. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll laugh.
yeah,
like,
but
this
also
guy's getting it wrong, like, you know.
But if you're honestly displaying your art, that's actually something that's special and beautiful.
Yes.
And I wholeheartedly respect that, except for that one case.
All right. Well,
there was one fan film that I watched, and then the creator reached out to me, and I interviewed him, and then it turned out that he went to prison for sleeping with a 16-year-old girl when he was in his 30s. And I found this out while I was interviewing him. He was like, I wasn't sure whether or not we should do this because of my history. And I was like, oh, what history is that?
oh my gosh.
And I looked it up while I was interviewing him, and I was like,
Never mind.
I don't.
No, November.
I gotta go.
But as part of our last,
And now he works at the White House. I'm kidding.
as part of our final segment, Collider recently interviewed Sean Levy, and they were doing it for the final season of Stranger Things, but they did hint at some things for Starfighter. And a lot of chuds are taking this out of context again. Right? Again. So, in this interview, he says, quote, well, for one thing, it is different in that it is an all-new, non-sequel, non-prequel adventure. It's new characters, it's a new timeline, it inherits legacy themes, but it's really trying to give Star Wars fans and just movie audiences something fresh, something new, and with the spirit of play and big-hearted adventure with moments of real levity that, frankly, A New Hope had in a revolutionary way. And a lot of...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of chuds are saying this is ignoring lore. It is... Some are like, okay, so there's really weird extremes that chuds are taking this. On one side, they're saying they are ignoring lore, and on the other side, they're decanonizing the sequels. And I think it largely has to do with him saying it is an all-new, non-sequel, non-prequel. And I feel like, as educators of Star Wars, we need to clarify what this quote means.
Not as educators of Star Wars, as humans that understand context.
No. I mean, just us, as the DYAD. We are, as Neil deGrasse Tyson is a science communicator, we are Star Wars communicators.
I just feel like shouldn't be needed.
Listen, if we lived in an idealistic world, education wouldn't be needed. But, as it were, misunderstandings and misreadings and misinterpretations exist. So therefore, we need to be there to clarify things. So obviously, what Sean Levy means by this is that it is not a prequel, and it is not a sequel to anything. It is an isolated story, and it is its own timeline. So when we go in to see Starfighter, we're not going to see previously on episode 9. Vice versa, we're not going to see themes that connect to a future, a movie set in the future, because this is the furthest in the future that Star Wars has ever delved into. So it doesn't connect to anything being a prequel, and it doesn't continue anything being a sequel. It's its own story, and with all new characters, we're just going to be, seeing a new story unfold that has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga, and doesn't have anything to do with anything that came before. Now, what it has something to do with what came before is that it's Star Wars, so it is a story in the universe, and it is canon. But to take what he says and to say that they're ignoring the lore is kind of ridiculous, because in previous interviews, Sean Levy has stated that when it comes to playing in the Star Wars sandbox, he said they have a lot of people, which is the story group and Filoni, to tell him what he can and cannot do with his story.
Which means the story will be canon and it will fit into the lore. I feels like that should be obvious. Like, if we think of the other movies that have come out, right? We have the Skywalker saga, right? Which are 3 separate trilogies that are all tell a single story, right? Then we also have Rogue One, but Rogue One isn't standalone. It acts as a prequel to A New Hope, right? Then we have Solo, which is standalone, but it is a prequel to Han's story specifically, right? We have the Acolyte, which is also sharing themes into the Skywalker saga. We have Ahsoka, which is its own separate thing, but it continues some storylines from Clone Wars, from Rebels, and it carries over characters. They're just saying this is not going to do any of that. You know what I mean? Like, even The Mandalorian started out as its own thing, but as it goes on, they keep injecting other characters and plot lines from other things into it. So, yeah, they're just saying they're not going to do that, which makes
Into
sense.
It QuickBooks?
I don't know.
So he does go on to say, and I think this is largely one of the other things that the chuds are misunderstanding as well, that we're also going to have to clarify. He says, it's a huge, invigorating opportunity because Lucasfilm has been so encouraging of me doing something new. There's no pressure to be derivative or limited by an obligation to what came before. There's just a love of what came before. He's being allowed to, the movie is being allowed to do its own thing with original characters and events, not beholden to previous adventures or canon. And that's not to say it is not bound by any type of lore that came before. It's saying that it's not bound by a previous canon story that it needs to align with narratively and chronologically. It takes place in a time, and it takes place in a time period where we haven't been before, around a story of characters that are totally new to us. Therefore, what happened before has zero to do with what's happening in this movie. That's not to say it's not beholden to the lore or the soft rules or, I don't even call it rules, because the Force has always been this malleable deus ex machina anyway. But yeah, it's not ignoring lore and it's not ignoring what came before, but it is just its own story that doesn't have to adhere to something that came prior to it.
Hey, hola, Super Reese.
Also, hola to Faith, Revan, Maximum. How are you?
What's up, Faith Maximum?
Appreciate you. And the sentiment. They said my goats.
Gratitude.
And in response to you saying my goats, I feel we are obligated to say bye.
I felt no such obligation.
Listen, I live literally.
Hey, Vernt. We appreciate you. And, sorry, I haven't made very many videos recently, but, yeah, I just appreciate it.
I mean, listen, if you're on our YouTube, we've made videos. So it's our videos. So appreciate you, Vernt. What's your guys' favorite Star Wars comics? So this is tough because there is a lot.
There's a lot, but what just jumps into my mind is the Vader 2017 run. I think all the Vader runs have been really good. The Lando miniseries I also really loved. I
loved the Yoda
High Republic
miniseries.
Adventures. Oh, the Yoda miniseries was so good.
There's the Yoda miniseries, and to echo friend of the channel Gage, there's also the Knights of the Old Republic comic series as well. That's a lot of the Treaty of Coruscant and Black Sun.
Yeah.
Which are some of the comics, some of the only comics that has Satil Shan in it. You gotta shout it out.
But if we're talking Legends, I'm also gonna toss out there, the old classic, Open Seasons. I'm also gonna toss out Son of Dathomir. Was great as well.
There's a lot, honestly. This is what happens, though. Like, when someone asks your favorite book, we start listing all of the books. But I think I'll echo Vader 2017. That one was really, really good with, just continuing that story straight from Order 66 and learning about, how Vader continued there henceforth. Wow, to use that term. I also liked the Yoda miniseries, and I actually really liked Rise of Kylo Ren too. Like, when that first came out, it had some really, really large sweeping implications for the larger story at that time when we were kind of experiencing the sequels.
Darth Vader in the Ghost Prison is a good one from Legends, as well as Blood Ties is another Boba Fett comic.
Faith Revan says Afra 2020 is some heat. Dark Empire 2 is shockingly really solid. Yeah. It's a good shout out. It's a good pull. I loved Afra as well.
Also, some people didn't like it as much as I did, but I loved Crimson Reign. I loved that comic.
Yeah. I mean,
Kanan miniseries as well. Yeah, Kanan the Lost Padawan.
I mean, we're genuinely...
Good stuff. It's one of my favorite panels is in that.
We genuinely enjoy a lot of the comics that we get. I loved the Phase 1 High Republic comics, Phase 1 Adventures. And then there's a lot of, like, Star Wars adventures, like, short runs and anthology issues. Like, there's one anthology issue where it follows Rey after The Last Jedi. It's really cool. Those are just like one-offs.
And if you're wondering why there's not a whole lot of comics that we don't like, it's because I don't finish them and I forget them immediately.
What I liked, my favorite comic of all time is the comic. It's the 50 issue run of Darth Nihilus.
Sure.
Sorry, I meant half issue.
It doesn't exist.
Half issue 6-panel special of sales. It's like 23 or 28. I forget. It was a 50-word run, honestly. I don't even think it was 50 words. It's like it started with like he hungers, and then it just shows Katara. Is it Katara? No, that's Avatar.
That's Avatar. It's
Qatar,
no,
right?
My brain's like
it's Qatar, right?
My brain is saying Kitsune, and it's just not. Yeah, Qatar. Okay.
With Vices, and she's just like, "Oh, take me with you," and then it ends.
Yeah. So I've just had so many people go, "Oh, you don't understand Nihilus. He's so cool in the comics," and I'm like, "What comic? What comic did you read? You read it in a book? Are you sure it wasn't nothing?"
I mean, that's our go-to for like exposing that kind of stuff, right? It's every time it's like, man, he's so much better in the. Oh yeah, which ones?
Yeah. Yeah, the first High Republic run, like you said, Super Reese, because Keith Trennis and Skier. Like, Skier's story... By the way, I wish we had more Skier with a big tree arm. That I don't know why. That really got me. Ooh.
Gage says he's cool in his game for the themes of the game. I don't even think he's cool in KOTOR 2, to be honest. But I'm not going to step on anyone's toes if you guys love KOTOR 2. I just don't think... I'm not a huge fan of his concept in general. It just doesn't vibe with me, you know. Same thing with Abeloth. It just doesn't vibe well with my Force lore, as it were.
Yeah, no, KOTOR 2, I like it a lot more than Pep. than
What
Pet
was
does.
what was that accent? It just came in. Cortortu, cortortu.
Listen, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I think we have to wrap things up in the next few minutes.
No, Kreia though is far and away the most interesting thing that came out of those stories. And
She is interesting.
I love. I guess I might have to go back and replay it, but Kreia stole everything in that game for me. You know what I mean? Like it was that game was just the Kreia show.
Lord Goob says, haven't you guys checked out all 66 volumes of the Grey Jedi series? To which I say,
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, I've seen one frame. Anyways,
that was your cue to be like, get out. But yeah, I think that'll do it for the comics, though. I mean, we're just gonna end up naming them all.
I got my wife hooked on the Cradle series. I started her like a week and a half ago, and she's already on book 3.
So the same kind of cadence as me. I've fallen off for One Piece though.
Which is fine. If you get back into it though, same link works, and I put the rest of them up there.
God,
I have not. Can I see the animatic somewhere? Is that something I can see? Is it? Because I haven't seen it yet. But let me see. Is that on? Jesus. Sorry, I had another YouTube that was super loud up, and it just started out with.
I thought you opened up a
Wolverine
tab to
trailer
like.
for some reason.
I thought you opened up a tab to like Domina Tag all skimpy, and you were like, "Oh!" Did you donate to the Kickstarter? I wasn't aware there was a Kickstarter I needed to donate to.
I donated it, but I donated to it while we were live, and I wasn't paying full attention. I need to check my email. All right, we'll talk about it soon.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of the road for this episode of Dyad in the Force. Super Ruiz, like we mentioned to Gage and everyone else, the next Jeopardy board is pretty much done. So we're looking at a November 5th date for the next Jeopardy. So if you guys would like to, I guess, preemptively make that date available, December 5th, 5 p.m. Pacific, Los Angeles time, we will host you, Phidias. Yeah, I mean, that means in 3 weeks.
Yeah. You say we will play Jeopardy, because we're going to have y'all in here compete.
Yeah. We're going to have you, Archive Redacted, Phidias, and Gage all on that. Oh, did I say November 5th? December 5th. So in 3 weeks, essentially. That'll be our next trivia. And I might start putting in some rando like pop quiz questions throughout each episode too. I have to incorporate a soundboard where like a klaxon just blurs and like, uh-oh, we've got a pop quiz. And then just throw out a question for the chat. But
Yeah.
That'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Bye to Darth Angel, who is our angel liker, because they've liked our stream. Shout out to Faith, Trails, Gage, Super, Goob, Phidias,
Super!
Vert, Time Trav, everyone else, Cal, that rocked with us. The results of our poll, do you read Star Wars comics, is 83% to 17%, which is fantabulous. Fantabulous results. That means more people are reading each and every day, because that's the only arena where you won't find chuds.
Because they don't know how to read.
But, yeah, I think that's it. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
We are all the DYAD.
May the Force be with you. Peace.